Whether you want to sell high ticket coaching or low ticket coaching or somewhere in the middle, finding wealthy buyers or high earners, as it were, through Facebook ads is really, really important. So many coaches think that if you are selling premium coaching, then this is a concern for you. But if you're not, then you can sell to anybody. But it's really the case that people either feel like they have disposable income or they don't, and higher earners are obviously within that pot. And of course, if you're selling something that is a low price product, number one, you want people to come back and buy more stuff. Second of all, it's probably going to be something more premium. And if it's a low price recurring product, you want that person to stay for a long period of time. So finding the people with the disposable income, as it were, is going to be so unbelievably important at generating incredible ROI from your Facebook ads. And having worked with coaches for the last 8.5 years on their Facebook ads and running ads myself for 13 years, I know the importance of finding the real buyers, the people that can afford the product on the front end, but most importantly, continue to buy things and stay retained within a coaching service for a long period of time as well. This question comes up so often around quality of leads. If I ever do a masterclass, for instance, and I do a Q&A at the end, it always comes up as one of the questions. How do I find wealthy buyers? How do I find people that are earning at least 75k a year from a corporate job or whatever it may be? They want to find the more wealthy buyers, and I couldn't agree more. It's very, very important for ROI on the front end, for ROI on the back end as well. So I'm going to go into 7 different ways here for you to find those more wealthy buyers through Facebook ads, and I'm going to go super practical inside the Facebook ads dashboard. We're even going to use ChatGPT as well to get some data and be able to really simplify our route to some things that I would say that 99.9% of people here are not even going to know that you can do with Facebook ads. You're not going to know that you can do this with targeting, and we're going to utilize ChatGPT to make our lives even easier with some of these really incredible tools as well. So without further ado, we're going to dive into the very first one here, which is actually to target people in the US based upon their income. Okay, so not a lot of people know that you can do this. You used to be able to do it in the UK until Facebook went through some rocky patches with data breaches and things that they shouldn't have been doing. But you used to be able to target people based upon how many cars they had, what the property value was of the house that they owned, whether they were a homeowner, whether they won't. So many things. It used to be it used to be really easy to find high earners through Facebook ads, but now it's a little bit more difficult. But in the US, you can still do it, and most people don't know that you can. So whether you sell to people in the US currently or not, especially through Facebook ads, maybe it's a concern. It should be a concern for you, or it should be something that you should be thinking about if you are specifically needing to attract those higher earners. I was actually speaking to one of my close clients there just a very, very short while ago, 10-15 minutes before jumping onto this. We were talking about targeting people specifically in the US in certain locations with certain copy that was specifically around how much they actually earned anyway, right? So going really, really specific with it. But anyway, I'm just going to open up a really, really simple campaign here. So if I just pull this across here, I'm going to jump into a simple campaign. We're going to start here. Just go with a sales campaign. It doesn't really matter what we go with. We'll go manual settings. Thank you very much. And you're going to be doing all of your targeting inside here. For easiness of understanding, if you don't know Facebook ads, it comes down to campaign, ad set, and ad. Campaign is basically what is it that you're sending people to, whether you're sending them to a paid product, whether you're running a 5-day challenge, it's a lead magnet, it's straight to a book call, whatever that thing is. The campaign is the overall arching campaign. The ad set, for easiness of understanding, is the who. Who are you wanting to put this advert in front of, where we're going to be spending our time inside this video. And then right here is the ads. So this is the actual image, copy, what people are going to see in their news feeds from you. But we're going to be living inside here right now as we look at some of the targeting things that you can do to find those higher earners. Okay. So with this one right here, all you need to do is come down, and Facebook now make it a lot more difficult to see where you can do this. So if you're been a bit confused the last 3 months since they made the change to the dashboard, do switch to original audience options and use original audience, and then they are going to open up all of this targeting goodness for you. Okay, so the very first thing you're just going to do here is just type in income. And so what you can see here is they actually have household income, top 5% of zip codes in the US, top 10%, 10 to 25%, 25 to 50% zip codes in the US. So this is really incredible data. And even if you wanted to, you could actually split these out. So you could have an ad set in which you're targeting 5%, and then you could duplicate the ad set. And you could have this second one where you change it to income 10%. And then if we wanted to, we could add exclusions, so we're really specific here. So income, let's see, income, is it going to let us exclude? All right, so sometimes things like this, when it's demographical targeting, they won't let us exclude because it's discriminatory, okay? So albeit that we can target the people because of income, we can't exclude people because of income levels. So we can't do that there, but anyway, we can still target people based upon 10%. In the other one, we could do it in 5%, just as an example, okay? So that's the very first one. If you want to find those higher earners, if you can target the US for your product, then this is a tremendous one for you to go after, okay? The second one here, we'll just go back into the ad sets, and we'll come down and we'll delete this. And so this is the one where we'll use ChatGPT to help us out a little bit here. And what we're going to do is we are going to find the highest earning postcodes, zip codes, or indeed we could even just do cities, for instance, across the UK and the US. But you can do this for any location that you want. ChatGPT can help us out here. So it's a bit bright here today, but if I can see my screen ever so slightly, then tell me the top 50 cities across the UK and US based upon income. And so we'll give ChatGPT a second to wake up, since it's the morning for them, I guess. Okay, so it's working away. Okay, so we'll say, please list the top 25 cities by wealth in the UK and the top 25 by wealth in the US in the form of a bullet list, so it's easy to copy and paste. Okay, great. Sometimes you need to play about with ChatGPT a little bit so that they can understand your point of view, what you're trying to achieve. Okay, so now we've got 25, and we're about to have 25 for the US as well. So for instance, if you wanted to make this quite open targeting, we would go into locations, and you can change US, and you can do United Kingdom as well. And then here's the thing that a lot of people won't know that you can do here, but this is an absolute deadly strategy, is you can do add locations in bulk, okay? So in fact, actually, we wouldn't do US and UK. We'd take these out because we're going to do UK and US. But you can do location type, and you can do postcodes, cities, regions, states, countries. But we would, in this instance, do cities, and I would change this to cities only. But if we come back to ChatGPT, you would basically just be grabbing these like so. And then you'd come here, and you'd grab the UK cities as well. Okay, and then you would just do match locations. It would find all the locations. You have to verify each one, so that they basically go Birmingham is Birmingham, UK, and you can basically just go match, 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 and then you're going to have 50 of the most wealthy cities across the entirety of the UK and the US that you can go and target through your ads. And you can still then go down into targeting, which we'll go into for number 3 here. But this is different things that you can do that are going to be really, really powerful here. As in, like location targeting, you can refine it further based upon other interests as well, which is absolutely fantastic. Okay, going into number 3 here is to target based upon a couple of interests. Okay, so we're going to talk about number 3 and number 4 are going to be interests based, and then we're going to go into some other really cool things that you can do for 5, 6, and 7 here. So the first one is actually going after premium meal services. Okay, so when it comes to finding the more wealthy people through Facebook ads, something that you really, really want to do is look at common things that people spend their money on and find places or indications that people are willing to spend more there. Because when people are in a pinch or people are trying to save money, one of the simplest things that they're going to do to try and save cash is look at the daily expenses and the weekly expenses within the household. And so looking at things like meals and supermarkets and things of that nature is a really, really key place to look for indications of disposable income. So the first one here is to bundle together some of the more premium meal services. So this would be things like HelloFresh, for instance. So don't go for employers, go for interest or delivery service. And then we would probably also say Gusto. So Gusto's not coming up. Maybe it's because it's non-location targeted. Let's see if it comes up if I say United Kingdom. It usually does. I was in this the other day and Gusto came up. Let's do UK, or even if we do suggestions. Oh, that's because I was spelling it wrong. Okay. So anyway, Gusto and HelloFresh, for instance, these are ones that are tried and tested. We use them inside our programs with a lot of coaches, whether they work in health and fitness, business coaching, finances, investments. There's so many different types of coaches that we work with, and consultants, and even facility owners as well. And when they're trying to find more premium buyers, we tend to find that this one, funnily enough, has the ability to lower cost per lead whilst increasing quality as well. So it's a really good one to go after. And so going into number 4 here is another one that you can do along the same lines, which is going after supermarkets, but the more premium supermarkets that are out there. So for instance, in the UK, you're looking at Marks and Spencer's, and you're looking at Waitrose. Wait for the next thing that I can't spell. Anyway, Marks and Spencer's and Waitrose, and bundling them together. So if you've ever been on any of my trainings, you'll probably have heard me say, don't bundle things together. You want to find the winners and the losers within them. But when the whole purpose of what we're doing here is to find the overall arching market, the more wealthy within the market, if things are very closely related, because we're not trying to find out is Marks and Spencer's better than Waitrose, we're trying to find premium retailers. So for instance, we're not bundling together Marks and Spencer's, Waitrose, and then, you know, Aldi, Lidl, and other ones, which, by the way, Aldi and Lidl are actually phenomenal as well. They do these from when I used to live in the UK anyway, they used to do these stir fry packs that were amazing, that had all the chicken cut up, then they had all the veg cut up, and then they had the noodles, and then they had the sauce. You took the sauce out. It was amazing. But anyway, I digress. So the more premium retailers here anyway, you want to go after. If you're targeting the US, for instance, and that might you might want that to be Trader Joe's, which is like the best thing ever. I actually feel like it's like food retailer here. I actually feel like it's like a day out when you go to Trader Joe's. Anyway, Trader Joe's would be one. I don't know if Stu Leonard's would be there. Oh, it is. Stu Leonard's. Amazing. And then you could probably do like Whole Foods as well. Whole Foods. Oh, that was employer. No, we're not looking for the employees of Whole Foods. That's, again, just because of my great spelling on this one. Whole Foods Markets. Employer. Retailer. Perfect. Okay. We got there in the end, team. So that would be the final one in terms of interests. Of course, there's loads of other ones. We do one where we target people interested in interior design, because people who are interested in interior design, that's a bonus one for you today. That could be number 8. there's many different ones that you can do here around interest that we've seen that work, that we share with our private clients. But just these ones here, for instance, are going to completely change the game for you. And yeah, these are just so good. If you're not trying these out, if you haven't tried these out, then please take these for a spin, because not only might you just reduce your cost per lead significantly, but you might also see drastic changes in the quality of the leads as well. I've got exactly 15 minutes before my next call, so I'm going to make the final 3 nice and snappy as well. So the next ones here, we're going to come into the same box. A lot of people think this is where you come to look for interest targetings, but you just saw one there. You saw Whole Foods job titles, right? So we can do demographics, we can do behaviors. So we're going to go into a couple, okay? So we're going to go into a couple of behaviors here. And by the way, if you go into browse, you can actually just go and look for ideas for different things in here. It's quite a cool thing to do, to find if there's any in there that would be like amazing for you. Like for instance, for me personally, things like people who are Facebook business page admins, as you can imagine, like those are there. I didn't like think of that myself. I found that by actually diving, because you know some people like myself actually find a little bit of fun in looking through Facebook ads on a Friday night. I'm looking Friday nights for my wife, and every other night, to be honest. But anyway, so going into behaviors here, so a couple of things that we can do that are really good. This will be number 5, is frequent international travelers, right? You're going to see that, like, for instance, if we're in the UK alone, let's say 57,000 people, frequent international travelers, so not even just people that Facebook has seen have internationally traveled, but people who have frequently internationally traveled, that's an amazing indication. And bear in mind, Facebook are tracking us all through IP addresses on our laptops and our mobile phones, grandpa. So when you take all of this into account, I've literally got my cat behind me at the window, looking at me like, why are you not opening up the door to let me out here? Anyway, I'll let it out before the next call. So when we can see that these are 13 million people, right? So this is basically going down to like the 17% of the most frequent international travelers. That could be people who are traveling for holidays, people who are traveling for business and things of that nature. Usually the people who are traveling for business, they're going to be in pretty like high level positions if they're, one, internationally traveling, and second of all, if they're internationally traveling frequently. So this is a great one to go after. If you haven't tried this out, this is an absolute peach. Okay, going into the next couple here, because we're going to be coming to the end. So number 6 here is an absolute peach as well. So engaged shoppers. So you can see this is a behavior and not an interest. Engaged shoppers is amazing. Engaged shoppers is basically saying anybody who hit the buy now button on any ads in the last 7 days. Now you might be thinking that that's not that big of an indication, but there's a big reason why in most cases we encourage people to use the learn more button rather than buy now for different things. First of all, we don't work with tons of e-commerce brands, albeit that I did tons of e-commerce stuff in the done for you over the last 13 years. But engaged shoppers, or the buy now button I should say, is such a high intent button that when people see it, they're reluctant to click on it unless there's some element of truth behind it. Learn more is much lower barrier to entry, it's less scary, people are more likely to click it. By simply changing from buy now to learn more, you can often double your click-through rate, okay? So it's great for things that are lower barriers to entry, that are not paid products, or the product is a low price, okay? However, if people have been hitting that buy now button in the last 7 days, right now there's a high probability that they were interested in purchasing something right now. Right now there's a high probability that they have disposable income, and right now they are in the buying behavior. Okay, so it's a really, really great one to go and target here. let's see, so it's like international travelers, but this is like 7 days of people hitting that button. So again, you're looking at like the top like 15, 16, 17% of people in the UK based upon how they are reacting to different adverts and their buying behavior and things of that nature. And by the way, most of the people who are using buy now button are people who are using remarketing based upon people that have been online shopping anyway. So it is a really, really great indication. And I'm going to give you a bonus one here as well, which is you can use this indication of where are they around the idea of buying right now, and you can go define further, not exclude. You can go define further, and so that looks like this. You could go define further, and if you're a mindset coach, or even if you're a fitness coach in general, you could do like health and fitness. Let's see if something comes up here. Fitness and wellness. Okay, so you could do it like relatively broad here, and you could say people who are interested in fitness and wellness, but then you could just define it by engaged shoppers. So for instance, if I took engaged shoppers out and did fitness and wellness, right, we've got 30 million people there. You do engaged shoppers, and it takes it down by 2/3, but there's still 11 million people to go after here. So it's an incredible audience that we've now refined down based upon their likelihood of purchasing a product, and even better, being interested in a premium product. And then the final one here is one for, especially if you've been selling a lot of products online, and especially if you've been doing a lot of low ticket selling or group programs or things of that nature, but that's to actually take all of the interest targeting out and actually create an audience. Create an audience of people who have purchased from you. I just scrolled way too far up there. But create an audience here. Go custom audience. And first of all, create an audience based upon, you can do customer list, but it tends to not match most of them. So that's like uploading an email database of people who have purchased. If that's the only way that you have indications of your clients, then you can do that. But Facebook can only usually find at best about 50% of those people, because they have to match emails that at some point in history they have shared with Facebook. However, doing website, you can find all the buyers from the last 180 days. So you could do all website visitors, 180 days, and then so source, it's because of the pixel. Let's do specific pages anyway. So people who have visited specific web pages last 180 days, website contains, and then let's say that where you get somebody to purchase the product, it says like thank you purchase, for instance, in the URL. Well, you would go thank you purchase. On another video, I'll go into more detail on this about specifically how you find the URLs and create these. But if you've been doing Facebook ads for any length of time, you'll know custom conversions. You go to the thank you page, you take a part of the URL that is unique to the thank you page, and you drop it in here. So it's basically saying anybody who hits a page where thank you purchase is within the entire URL somewhere, then create an audience of that people, or those people. So you can do buyers 180 days. And if we did create audience, the next thing we would do, we would actually have to wait for like a good like hour here for Facebook to do the matching. But let's just say that it was any of these other ones that I've got created right now. We can create a lookalike audience based upon the buyers only. So we can go other sources, and the one that we just created would be in here. So let's just, for easiness of understanding, let's just do that it is Instagram 365. But we wouldn't do that. We would do it with the buyers audience. And then we would do United Kingdom. And if you are in a niche audience or a niche space, so let's say that you are mindset coach, you could say that, therapist, you could say that, certain types of business coaching, rather than it just being all types of business coaching. If you help people specifically to overcome injuries or something like that, so it's a little bit more niche, then I would say that you do no more than 2% when you're doing a lookalike audience. However, if you're in a more open space, such as helping people lose weight, or helping guys get in shape in dad life and things like that, then I would be looking more along the lines of like 4 to even 5% of people that look like, pardon me, your buyers. Okay. And then you would do the create audience, and then you could create it for United Kingdom. US, wherever you want to target people, and then go from there. So that is 7 or maybe 8 or 9 different ways for you to find higher earners through Facebook ads. If this has been valuable to you, absolutely love it if you hit like, hit subscribe, and if you're a really good human being, let me know down below. I absolutely love to hear what your biggest takeaways are. If you enjoyed the video, should I be creating more practical ones like this inside the ads dashboard? Let me know down below right now. I'd really appreciate it. And other than that, if you want to bounce ideas with me for circa 20 minutes next week around your perfect ad strategy for your perfect business with your price point, your niche, and everything taken into account, then you can actually book a free ad strategy session down below. I'll put the link down just below this video. You can go through and we can spend 20 minutes together next week just coming up with an ads plan. We don't even pitch on the call. If you want to know about our programs, you can find out about our programs, but we don't ram it down anybody's throats. So other than that, team, hope this has been valuable to you, and I'll see you in the next video.